Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Medicare Transition webinar. Um, I'm sure you all have lots of questions, as you've probably been getting lots of junk mail from the post office and a lot of insurance companies and so forth that are just blasting things out to you, trying to get you to enroll with them and so forth. But don't worry about all that junk mail. We're going to get you all squared away and answer all your questions here today. Okay, at least that's my game plan. All right. So, okay. So as Mike said, that was Mike Farah, communications manager. I'm Ish Pina, our assistant benefits manager here at Sarah. I've been here around coming up on 33 years. So I have quite a little bit of knowledge here to help guide you guys. Okay. I've been training the team, and they're also available to help you at any time. If you ever get stuck on something, feel free to call into Sarah, and my team can go ahead and assist you. Okay. Okay, we're going to go over the Medicare. Let's go have an overview on that. We're going to talk about a Sarah and the Medicare mandate that we have. We're going to talk about Medicare and how it works, Medicare plan options, and of course, we'll be dealing with lots of questions and throughout the entire webinar. It shouldn't be too long today. All right. Okay. And excuse me if I sound a little hoarse. You know, the weather being hot and then all of a sudden it's cold and hot and cold. It's kind of throw me off a little bit. So my voice is kind of harsh. So who is eligible for Medicare and who's involved? Of course, people 65 and older, under 65 if you have a disability, and that would be something that Social Security would deem as a disability. They have their own criteria compared to like in a SARA disability retirement. Social Security has their own criteria that they would ask you several questions, and then they would make the determination if they deem you disabled, they can grant you your Medicare early. So you don't have to wait till you're 65. Okay. So people at any age with ESRD or Lou Gehrig's disease. Okay. Social Security is a pretty big deal about it, and a Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Okay. All right. So let me just adjust this. My box, pop-up boxes in my. Okay. So if you are currently receiving a Social Security benefit, enrollment in Medicare Parts A and B is pretty much automatic. If you're receiving a Social Security check, they will send you your Medicare card and enroll you as you approach your 65th birthday. I've heard some members give me a call that say, "Oh, I've already got my Medicare card. They've enrolled me," and it's a few months in advance. So it all depends on how they're doing over there at Social Security and where they're processing these cards. Sometimes they're in advance. Sometimes they're so overwhelmed because they're dealing with millions of people nationwide. So you might not get your card till a month before, sometimes the month of. However, the case, they tend to send you a letter letting you know that you're enrolled and what your new Social Security benefit is going to be, because they're deducting that premium out of your Social Security check. The Medicare Part B premium will be will be deducted from either your Social Security check or you will be direct billed. Okay, so if you're receiving a Social Security check, they automatically enroll you and they deduct the premium out of your Social Security check. Okay. If you're not receiving a Social Security check because maybe you're not ready to apply for it, you want to wait a little bit older to get a bigger benefit from them. Okay, what they'll do is they'll bill you. They bill quarterly for it, so they'll bill you for 3 months. Okay, so that's how they'll do that until you finally start collecting your Social Security check, and that's when they'll start doing the deduction out of your Social Security check once you start collecting. Okay. No, some retirees or dependents who are disabled may be eligible for Medicare earlier than 65, and I think I covered that briefly with you guys already. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Again, so if you're not receiving a Social Security check benefit, okay, then you want to go ahead and reach out to Medicare, or should I say, reach out to Social Security and let them know, hey, I'm going to be turning 65. in the next few months, and they can go ahead and check your record, make sure they have everything current, and then they can let you know, okay, well, yeah, it's still too early. You got to wait a little longer before you call us to enroll, or they may go ahead and get you started as far as the process. Okay. So again, we encourage you to start the process at least 90 days prior to his 65th birthday. Okay. So, at least 3 months prior to the month of your birth, you want to go ahead and you can go ahead and give them a call. If you do it too early, they're going to tell you, sorry, we can't accept your application. Okay, so as long as you're doing it before the month in which you turn 65, it gives you time to go ahead and get through their applications, so forth, and the questions, answer it, and then also receive that notification in the mail of your card. Okay. Okay, so you can call Social Security Administration at that 800 number, obtain the information on how to enroll. Some people, they go online to the Medicare.gov and they enroll online. It's pretty basic to do. There's maybe a few questions that's kind of like, I'm kind of not sure about that one. And so if that happens to you, there should be a feature that we can ask for help. And I think there's a chat window box that pops up with the representative, or you can just give them a call. Okay. All right. So Sarah's mandate. So when you or your dependent become eligible for Medicare, in order to continue the enrollment in the plan we have you in, and as for the retiree to continue to receive your monthly medical allowance in which we pay towards your premium, you must transition over to a Medicare plan. Okay, so this mandate applies to retirees who are receiving the monthly medical allowance as well. Okay, so anybody that's turning 65 cannot remain on the standard plan anymore. They need to transition to a Medicare plan. Okay, so for example, you and your dependent are on Kaiser, okay, HMO. One of you become Medicare eligible. Okay, well, the person that becomes Medicare eligible needs to transition over to the Kaiser Senior Advantage plan, which is the Medicare plan that we have with Kaiser. Okay, if you're on United Healthcare, okay, and one of you become Medicare eligible, whoever becomes Medicare eligible, for example, if it's the retiree must transition over to a Medicare plan. They can either move over to Kaiser and pull your dependent with you, or you can reach out to via benefits to locate a Medicare plan through them. And you can also pull your dependent with you to find a plan through them. Or if you're dependent who's on the United Healthcare plan with you right now, they can elect to jump onto our COBRA plan if they're choosing to try to stay on our United Healthcare plan. Okay, and that's good for only 36 months. Okay, we can offer COBRA for 36 months. So ideally, they would move with you to via benefits and find a plan over there, or elect to be on our COBRA plan. Okay, right. So currently, the only carrier that we have a Medicare plan for our Sarah group is Kaiser. So Kaiser, we have the Kaiser Permanente Senior Advantage plan, and we're going to go over some rates and we'll talk about the plans a little bit further into this webinar. If you don't want Kaiser, again, you can contact via benefits and they can assist you to enroll into a Medicare plan. Okay. Okay. So here's here's a way that you can save, why you want to save money, and it's a value to you. It's Medicare mandate. In this example, we have a member who's 17 years of service. Okay, they're turning 65 and becoming Medicare eligible. Okay, so they're on the Kaiser HMO, which right now the HMO plan just by themselves is $909.74. Because of their 15 to 19 years of service, because they have 17, they're eligible for $462.09 of monthly medical allowance. So that's how much the credit is we put into their benefit. The net difference is what comes out of their monthly benefit to pay for their Kaiser, which is $447.65. Okay. Now this same member gets their Medicare, they enroll in Kaiser Senior Advantage. That plan right now is $316.81. We're going to go ahead and subsidize $316.81, which means the monthly benefit they don't have anything. We don't take anything out of their check because they get to keep that 447. We're no longer taking it from them to pay for the Kaiser because the Senior Advantage plan is much lower, and we're subsidizing the whole thing. So that means your net deposit is going to increase by that 447.65 because we're not deducting it from you to give to Kaiser. Okay, so you can see how you can pretty much save some money. When you become Medicare eligible, transition over, you can save some money. Also, the premiums, not only the premiums are lower, but the copays drop down. Okay, as you may know, if you're on that Kaiser HMO, your copay right now is $15 on the Senior Advantage plan. It drops down to $10. So that's $5 savings just on that alone. And depending upon how many medications you're on, that could be substantial. I know some members who are on quite a few medications. It's like taking eating a bag of Skittles. It's like a whole bunch of medications, and at $5 a pop, that adds up. So that's you want to keep that in mind when to transition over when you're trying to make an election for a plan. Okay. Next slide. Okay. What is Medicare Part A? Okay, so Medicare Part A, when you become eligible for Medicare, one of the items that is part of it is Medicare Part A, and that provides the hospital insurance portion. Okay, it helps pay for Medicare approved hospital stays, care in skilled nursing facilities, rehab, not long-term care, hospice care, home health care, although that can be limited, some blood stuff when you're inpatient, and of course, hospital care, qualified Medicare providers. Typically, you do not pay for Medicare Part A if you paid Medicare taxes while you were working. Okay, so if you were paying Medicare taxes while you're working, and you finally become Medicare eligible, which is at 65, you could be granted your Medicare Part A for free. Okay, now not everybody may get it for free, and I'm going to go over that in just a moment. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for the majority of members, okay, Medicare Part A costs nothing because you or your spouse or your ex-spouse, if you're married for more than 10 years, paid Medicare taxes while working and earned the quarters enough to get the Medicare Part A for free. Okay, so you can see if you worked 40 quarters and you paid in, it's free. There's no premium. However, if you didn't work all the 40 quarters, then Medicare looks to charge a portion of some kind to have the Part A. Okay, so for 2023, you may pay $274 or even up to $506 monthly to buy Part A if you didn't get it for free. Okay, so you want to contact us, Sarah, if SSA tells you that you have to pay for it. Okay, so if you go to enroll and they tell you got to pay for Part A, then you definitely give our office a call. Okay. Now, we don't communicate directly with Social Security or Medicare. They won't talk to us regarding anybody's account. They're only going to speak with you, so we can't call on their behalf or anything like that or communicate with them or anything like that, okay? And they want to give us any information about that. So you be the main contact person with them, but you want to keep us informed so that we can try to give you some advice on which direction to go, okay? So in most cases, if you choose to buy Part A, you must also have Part B and pay monthly premiums for both. Okay, Part B is always going to have a premium, period. It's the A that is pretty cool that if you put in the quarters that you got it for free. Now, Part A late enrollment penalty. Now, all parts of Medicare, they all have late enrollment penalties, which is why we're trying to encourage you to sign up as you're becoming eligible. Okay, so you may have to pay a higher premiums for twice the number of years you could have had Part A, yet you didn't sign up. So, for example, let's say you became eligible, you didn't sign up for it, okay, and we're 3 years later, okay, you say, okay, well, now I actually do need it, and you try to go back and you ask for it, okay, they're going to give it to you, you're going to pay for it, but now they're going to charge you a penalty for You waited 3 years, so now they charge you a penalty for 6 years. Okay, it's twice the number of years in which you could have signed up, but you didn't. Okay, just so you're aware of that. Okay. Next slide. All right, so Medicare Part B, that provides the medical insurance. It helps to pay for the Medicare approved doctor services, outpatient care, certain preventive care services, diagnostic tests, and some other services and supplies that Medicare Part A does not cover. Okay, so for Medicare eligible individuals, the monthly premium in 2022 was $170.10. For 2023, Medicare, the base premium Part B went down to $164. Okay, so which is the lowest standard monthly Medicare Part B premium amount. Okay, so some members will pay more depending upon their income. This premium is usually deducted from your Social Security check. Otherwise, you're billed quarterly. Okay, so the way they do is they do a 2-year look back. So right now we're in 2023. So what they do, okay, is they look back 2 years back. So they will look at your 2021 tax return, okay, to see what you reported as far as your income. And that's what they would base on, according to their chart that they use, on what they would charge you for your Medicare Part B premium. Okay, and I got a chart coming up, so I'll show you what I mean. So basically, with Part B, many preventive care and supplies are covered. So if you really need to know what they cover and the types of services, you can go to the www.medicare.gov and look, and see what Medicare covers. Okay, there's also a book as you become Medicare eligible. There's a book that they would send you, Medicare and You, or Medicare and Me, and it's a pretty good sized book. But you can also get it if you go to their website. You can download a PDF version of it also. It's a very informative. Has a lot of information as far as what they cover, what they don't cover, how much they cover, everything. Very good book. Okay. So next slide. Okay. Again, enrolling in Medicare Parts A and B. So if you already are getting Social Security benefits, okay, except if you're still working, okay, you will be automatically enrolled in and receive your Medicare, usually within 3 months before your 65th birthday. Sometimes, like I said, if they're really busy on their end, they might not get the card out to you till like maybe a month before, sometimes almost a month out, and so forth. Okay, again, apply by contacting Social Security. They may tell you, oh yes, no, we've already started the process for you, or they may say, oh yes, okay, well, here's what we need you to do so that we can go continue and start that process for you. Okay, so you go ahead and do that. Okay, if you make an appointment to go to Social Security to talk to someone to try to get the ball rolling, you want to make sure you give them a call to your local office and try to make an appointment. I've heard that it can be a wait at times, so you want to try to make an appointment, because if you just walk in, if you've ever been to the DMV, you kind of know what I'm talking about. You want to be there for a while, so take some good reading material. Okay. I would say take a pack of lunch, but I don't think they let you eat inside their office. It's all that whole thing started with the COVID stuff, so they don't let you have any food or anything like that. So that's why I didn't say pack a lunch. Okay, but that's you want probably making an appointment would be the best route to go. Okay, all right. My office has a sensor on the light, so let me get that back on. Okay, next slide. Okay, so enrolling in Medicare Part B at the right time is critical. Okay, so you have a 7-month period to get this all done. Okay, so it's the month in which you turn 65. Okay, 3 months before and 3 months after. If you try to go be sooner than 3 months before, they're going to tell you, sorry, you're too early. We can't accept your application. If you wait till after the 3rd month after your 65th birthday, now you're in late enrollment period. Okay, so now, yeah, you'd be able to get it, but you're gonna be charged a penalty. Okay, so you don't want to wait too long to try to get it. If you think back of the chart that I showed you where the person got their Medicare and then transitioned over to the senior advantage plan, and so they started saving that $447. Okay, you want to try to start saving money as soon as you can. You don't want to, oh, it's okay, I can wait till 3 months after my 65th birthday. I don't really need that $447 extra and so forth. No, you want to try and get it done so you can start saving money. Everybody needs to save a little here and there. Okay, so we want to get you going on that. Now, if your birthday falls on the 1st of the month, then your Medicare is effective the month before. So everything shifts up a month. Okay, so if your birthday falls, once again, if your birthday falls on the 1st of the month, everything shifts up a month, because then, for example, let's say your birthday is August 1st. Okay, well, your Medicare would be effective July 1st. Okay, it's moved up a month. All right, so you want to keep that in mind when you're going to apply, because you don't want to get shorted by a month. You want to make sure you're doing it within the window that you need to. Okay. All right. Again, if with Social Security's enrollment period, if you missed your initial enrollment period that you're eligible to sign up for, you may be in for a little bit of a delay there, because January through March of each year, okay, there's that enrollment period. Coverage begins effective July 1st of that year. Okay, so if you missed your opportunity to enroll like you're supposed to, now you got to wait till January to try to enroll again, okay, because you didn't enroll when you're supposed to, and they'll grant it to you, but they're not going to give it to you right away in that January. You're going to have to wait till July 1st of the year, okay, later on in that year. So that's several more months that you're still paying a higher premium, okay. So just to keep that in mind. Okay. All right. So there's also, you got to keep in mind, lifetime 10% penalty for each 12-month period that you did not enroll in Part B. So that's different than the A. The A is twice the year's amount of time that you didn't enroll that you should have. For Part B, it's a lifetime penalty, a 10% lifetime penalty. So whatever your premium is, 10% of that, boom, that's your penalty. Okay. And I believe we have a chart coming up, so you kind of have an idea about that. Again, the exception is the working aged may delay enrollment in the Medicare until they retire. So if you're working, okay, if you're still working and you're on an employer plan, okay, then you can go ahead and delay your enrollment into Medicare. You want us to give them a call, say, hey, I'm not going to enroll my Part B right now. You can take the A. If the A is free, go ahead and get the A. That's fine. But the B, go ahead and let them know, hey, I'm still working. I haven't retired just yet, or I'm on my employer plan. I'm sorry, I'm on my employer plan. So, when I come off my employer plan, I'll contact you so that I can get my Part B. The reason I'm telling you this is because some people are still working and they're on an employer plan and they get this Medicare. Okay, so now you're paying a premium for your Medicare Part B. Okay, and you're also possibly paying, or at least your employer is paying for your coverage on the employer plan, and you have services. Medicare's gonna say, okay, well, we're not paying to those bills for those services. Your primary is your employer plan. So, but thank you for paying us for the Part B premium, but we're not going to pay any of those services. So why give the money if you're on an employer plan, because they're not going to pay anything anyway. So don't give away money like for the Part B. If they tell you Part A is free, go ahead and take it. It's free, okay? And just delay enrolling in Part B until you come off of your employer plan, okay? That way you don't have to pay that Part B premium until that time. And because you're on an employer plan, you're exempt from having to pay a penalty for not enrolling when you first became 65, okay? I get a lot of calls from active employees who turn 65 and they start getting all this information on Medicare, And so they contact us to try to find out, am I supposed to? So no, if as long as you're on the still on the county's plan or your employer group plan, you don't have to worry about taking the B right now at this time because you're on an employer group plan. All right. Hope that kind of clears things up for you. All right, next slide. Again, here we go. So employer plans, okay, you can delay Part B and use only your employer plan, okay, or you can go ahead and enroll in Part A and B and have both Medicare and your employer plan. No real benefit for the duplicate coverage, and like I said, Medicare is not going to pay any of those services because they're going to say your employer plan is primary, and so why pay Medicare premiums if they're not even going to cover you because you're on an employer plan? Yeah. So again, and this is the last line, really nobody does that. Reject the employer plan and enroll in Medicare and then supplement in other ways. Why? You're on an employer plan. It's probably one of the best coverages you can get, better than going in and trying to find something else on yourself for now. Okay. Okay, so here's the Medicare Part B table. Okay. Just okay, so as you can see at the very top there, it says your yearly income in 2021. Remember, that's a 2-year look back. Okay, for what you pay in 2023. So look at the first box under File Individual Tax Return, $97,000 or less. Okay, so this person is individual, or let's say the person's filing joint because they have a limit there. And they're filing 194,000 or less. Okay. You see, it says each will pay 164.90. So whoever's Medicare eligible, they're going to pay 164.90 for their Part B premium. Okay. Now, let's look at the second box. They're filing individual. They're filing and they're 97,000 up to 123,000. Scroll across, then their Part B is going to be $230.80. So Medicare is going to charge them $230.80 if their income falls around that, within that range there. Okay. And then it just gets higher and higher and higher. As your income is higher and higher, of course, the premium gets higher and higher and higher. Okay. Now they do this look back every year and evaluate. So, let's say, for example, you sold some property this year, or you took a large chunk out of one of your IRAs or something like that. So you reported that goes income. So for that particular year, let's say for 2021, they're looking at and they say, "Ooh, this person made some pretty good money." Okay, that's because you sold a house or you took some money out of it. So it's going to show that on your taxes you had this high income. So they may try to go ahead and charge you a higher premium, but you can still reach out to them and talk to them about it, and let this advisor as a one-time thing. I sold some property or I inherited property or wherever the case may be, and let them talk to them about that and see whether or not they can go ahead and reduce it down accordingly. But they do recheck every year. And of course, they'll see that the following year, your income's back down to the normal, and then they'll go ahead and adjust your premium accordingly. Okay, so they do look every year. They're checking with it. They're communicating with their cousins, the IRS, right? So they're getting information on that. Okay. All right, next slide. Now here's a good thing. Okay. So Sarah, we have a program called the Medicare Part B Reimbursement, MBRP. And what that is, our Board of Retirement has adopted that annually they authorize us to reimburse Medicare Part B to qualified retiree members only. Okay. So for 2023, if you have Medicare, all you have to do is complete the form. It's a simple little form, name and address. Okay, sign the form and provide us a copy of your Part B card that shows that you have Part B and when it's effective. And in your monthly retirement, we can activate an adjustment to give you $164.90. Okay, so if you ever look at your monthly statement from Acera, on the left side, top box, you see your base amount, and then you see your cost of living. Below that, you see a new line, and it'll say Medicare Part B reimbursement plan. Okay, and you'll see 164.90. So we're giving you an additional 164.90. Okay, which offsets, because if Social Security, Medicare, if they're charging you 164.90 out of your, let's say, your Social Security check, they take it out of your pocket there, but in your pocket here at Acera, we're giving you 164.90. So it offsets. Okay, and if by chance you're not collecting the Social Security checks, so you're paying them quarterly, so they're going to charge you for 3 months. So they're going to charge you 164.90, times 3, okay, in one shot. But every month, we're putting in the 164.90 into your monthly benefit. So you still get it either way, okay? Now, this is a non-vested benefit. It's not available for dependents, nor will it reimburse any dependent costs. To qualify for this, okay, a retiree must have at least 10 years of service, okay, or a service-connected disability retirement, okay? And you must provide proof of enrollment in the Medicare Part B and remain enrolled, okay? If you disenroll from Medicare and you're not paying the Part B, then we need to stop that reimbursement for you, okay? If you're not paying it to Medicare, okay? Again, to enroll, you have to complete the form and provide us a copy of the card so that we can get that from you, and then our team can process and activate the benefit into the payroll system for you. Okay, this is not a retroactive benefit. Okay, so this is the time. To become Medicare eligible. This is the time you want to sign up for it. Don't forget to do this, and then come springtime, oh, I forgot to sign up for this, and expect us to do a retro all the way back to now, giving you all this this money every month, retro back. That's not how this works. It's not retroactive benefit. Enrollment is not automatic. Okay, so you must complete the form and provide us a copy of the card so that we can go ahead and activate your this reimbursement for you. Okay, and enrollment into an Acera medical plan is not required. So if you are becoming Medicare eligible, and let's say you're enrolled under your spouse's plan, okay, or you're enrolled under another agency's plan, because some members have retired from more than just Acera. They retired from another agency, another county somewhere, another employer, and they're under that employer's plan, and that's fine. This is a years of service benefit. It's not tied to being enrolled in a Medicare plan through Acera. Okay, it's a years of service benefit. So you can be enrolled elsewhere and still apply and get this reimbursement for your Medicare Part B premium. Okay, and the board, they only have authorized us to go up to the base amount, which is that 164.90. Okay, so remember that on the chart I showed you how if your income was much higher, Medicare may charge you more. I think they were charging like 234 or something like that. Okay, they may charge you more than the 164 because of your income, according to what they've got with the IRS when they did the look back. But Acera is only going to reimburse up to that 164.90. Okay, so either way, it's still a pretty good savings. You're getting a good chunk of it back. Okay? And the premiums drop down when you're in a Medicare plan. Okay. Next slide. Okay, Part D. Part D is the prescription portion of Medicare. Okay, so, and depending upon what plan you sign up for, it pretty much already has Part D built into it. Okay, so for example, our Kaiser Senior Advantage, it has a prescription portion. So Part D is already built into it. So you don't have to sign up for Part D. You just got to go ahead and get your A and your B, and you can get into the Kaiser Senior Advantage plan. Part D is already built in, and you don't have to worry about that. Same thing with some of the other Medicare plans. Wherever you go, if you sign up for a Medicare plan, chances are they're going to go ahead and sign you up for a prescription drug plan, which is a Part D plan. Okay. So now, in regards to the Part D, and this is I didn't like when Social Security and Medicare started doing this years ago. is if you report on your to your IRS that your what your income, your report what your income is. But if you're reporting an income that is above a certain threshold, okay, this is not a premium for Part D. This is an adjustment according to what they say. Um, it's like to me, it's like a penalty is what I'm thinking. That's what the way I look at it. Anyway, as you look at the chart here, they're looking back at your yearly income of 2021. Remember, they do a 2-year look back. So if you file individual 97,000 or less, joint 194,000 or less, okay, you pay just whatever your premium was. So you don't have to worry about paying an IRMA. This is called an IRMA, income related monthly adjustment amount. Okay. Now, let's say your income, you're reporting 97,000 up to 123,000. Okay. Or filing joint, and you got your incomes are 194 to $246,000. Okay. If you scroll across to the right, you see $12.20 is your IRMA, which means Medicare is going to expect you to pay a penalty of $12.20 to them because your income is over a certain threshold. So, and as you can see, the higher the income you have, the higher the penalty is. So yeah, they'll charge you. They'll charge you, and it's an IRMA. It's not that you enrolled in Part D with them, because the Part D prescription drug plan you have with your medical plan. You're not enrolled with Part D directly with Medicare. This is just an IRMA, and on their bill it'll say IRMA, IRMA. Okay, it's an IRMA. I hope that's clear that I clarified that for you guys. Okay, and you do have to pay this because if you just say, "Oh, I didn't go pay this IRMA," well, you gotta remember it's all connected. Medicare sees you didn't pay the IRMA, then they turn around and they disenroll you from your Medicare Part A and B, which what happens then? Well, that means notification goes to your medical plan and says, "Hey, we have disenrolled them from A and B." Now your medical plan says, "Oh, they don't have Medicare now. Well, they can't have our plan. So now we got to disenroll them from our plan." So then, so you see it starts a whole snowball of stuff. So you got to make sure if you get one of these, you got to make sure you take care of it and pay it. Okay, unfortunately. All right. The types of Medicare plans. Okay. So you have Medicare Advantage plans and you have Medigap supplemental plans. Okay. So Medicare Advantage plans. Okay. So you're granted your Medicare. Okay. So if you select the Medicare Advantage plan, basically what you're telling Medicare is that, hey, I have selected this plan and this is where my doctors are and this is where I'm going to go. And so now they turn around and assign your Medicare to that plan for those Medicare, that medical group doctors, so that as you go see your doctors and so forth within that plan, Medicare is able to go ahead and take care of and assist in paying whatever services and bills you have. Okay. Now keep in mind, on the Medicare Advantage plan, yeah, you have your primary doctor. So if you have to go see a specialist, you got to go get a referral. It's just the same thing as a standard HMO plan that you got now. Okay. So again, certain copays may vary, and of course with the Medicare Advantage plans, you have to reside within the service area of the plan. Okay. So they have their own zip code areas of where they have services or you're able to enroll. Okay. Now, the Medigap plans, the supplemental plans. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me step back. So the Medicare Advantage plans. Okay, your Medicare is assigned to them because that you've already said this is where my doctors are. This is where I want to go. If for whatever reason your doctor says, "Oh, you need to have this and this and this done," this and this, and you're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold on. I don't want to go into surgery about this and this," and then you try to go outside of the way from your doctor without getting the referral to go see this specialist that's down the road wherever to see what they say. Okay, you got to keep in mind, now you've gone outside of the circle. So Medicare is not going to pay for that second opinion that you went to. Okay, you got to stay within that circle. Okay, got to get the referral from your doctors. Now, under the Medigap supplemental plan, those are nationwide. Okay, your Medicare is nationwide alone by itself. So by getting into a Medigap supplemental plan, your plan is now also nationwide. So if you're here in California, and let's say you go visit relatives or go on vacation somewhere within the United States, and you happen to get sick or you're injured or whatever, you can go see any doctor that takes Medicare and get services. Not a problem. Okay. You could be here in California, okay, and your doctor that you go to says, oh, you need to have this done to your eyes or your nose or your heart or whatever it is. And you say, okay, well, I gotta find a specialist for that. And you look and you find that the specialist, the nation's best person to handle this type of situation is in New York or Florida or in another state somewhere. As long as they take Medicare, you can go ahead and see them, okay? Because your Medicare is not assigned to a specific medical group, which keeps you confined to a certain group of doctors, okay? You have no primary MD doctor, okay? When you're on a Medigap supplemental plan, you may have a doctor that you always go see, and that's your favorite doctor. But when you're on a plan like that, they're not named as your primary, okay? So you can go see any doctor that takes Medicare nationwide, okay? There's no referral to go see a specialist. You can see any specialist nationwide that accepts Medicare, okay? And these are medical only. It does not have a prescription component, so there's no PDP. So you will need to enroll into a prescription drug plan, okay, Part D plan. So if you're not going to go into our Kaiser plan, you're going through via benefits to find a Medicare plan, the representative there will also, if you enroll into Medigap plan, they'll also get you to enroll into a PDP, a Part D prescription drug plan to handle your prescriptions. Okay, so the copays and deductibles may vary depending upon the plan you select. There's various types of Medigap supplemental plans. Okay, back several years ago, Sarah, yeah, I think we stopped back in 2012. Sarah, we did have a Medicare plan through United Healthcare back then, before we had cut the contract. And the Medigap supplemental plan, that was a plan F as in Frank, and it was the best of the supplemental plans, okay? That plan, a few years back, there was some legislation that passed, and it closed enrollments to plan Fs, okay? So you can no longer get into a plan F. However, you can get into a plan G as in good, okay? And that plan is the next best, or that's like the Cadillac of the best of the Medigap supplemental plans. So plan G. You'll see some supplemental plan Ls and Ns and stuff like that, but there are certain things with those other levels of plans where you may have a certain type of copay or deductible you have to meet and so forth. Whereas the plan G, it does pretty much covers the vast majority of everything. So that's the one that I want to look for. And when you're talking to the representative, they should be able to provide that comparison for you. All that. Okay. Again, the United States is the service area for the Medigap supplemental plans. All right. So if you do a lot of traveling, that'd probably be the better plan for you. So you don't have to worry about if you get sick or something, see a doctor, just Medicare, wherever you are traveling. Okay. Any questions on that? No questions? I see. Good. Okay. So the Sarah sponsored plans. All right. So on the non-Medicare, we have Kaiser HMO. Okay. Then we have United Healthcare Signature Value HMO. And then we have United Healthcare Signature Value Advantage HMO, which is pretty much the HMO, but it's it's lower in premium. Okay, so, but it's still an HMO. Yeah, you have your assigned doctors. On the Medicare, okay, on the Medicare side, the only plan we have in-house is the Kaiser Permanente Senior Advantage. Okay, that's the only plan we have. Okay, so and then of course you have via benefits. So members on Kaiser, they tend to just go ahead and stroll on into the Kaiser Senior Advantage. Um, members that are United Healthcare, they, if they don't want to go over to Kaiser, they contact via benefits, so that via benefits can assist them to enroll into a Medicare plan. A lot of times they'll contact via benefits and, hey, I currently have United Healthcare with Sarah. I'm becoming Medicare eligible. These are my doctors, and I want to retain them. Can you assist me to find a United Healthcare Medicare plan where I can retain my doctors? And just a FYI, United Healthcare is a big. Okay, so over on the individual side, so like even on the via benefits, you'll see things like Secure Horizons, Pacific Care, things like that. Various different insurance plans, carriers. Well, if you actually look at that, if you ever get something for Secure Horizons, you actually take a good look at the little fine print at the bottom. It'll say a subsidiary of United Healthcare plans. So basically, United Healthcare owns a lot of these other plans. They bought Pacific Care. They have Secure Horizons and several other plans, carriers, but they let them operate under their name because most people are already familiar with Pacific Care or Secure Horizons. So they let them be and let them keep operating under your name, but you actually belong to us. So United Healthcare, yeah, it's quite a few plan names underneath on the individual side. But if you contact via benefits, you let them know, hey, currently United Healthcare, these are my doctors. I want to still be able to retain them. They'll be able to assist you with finding a plan to retain those doctors if that's what you choose to do. As long as those doctors accept Medicare, because some doctors choose not to take Medicare. So I just want to be aware of that too. So you can always check in with your doctor's office just to say, hey, do you, if you're in the United Healthcare, do you guys take Medicare? And and they'll say, oh yeah, we take this and this and this. So and then you have a good idea of, okay, can you go ahead and get the certain plans and still be able to come to my doctor's office. Okay. All right. So our Kaiser Senior Advantage plan. Okay, again, this is a Medicare assignment or risk plan. You must be enrolled in A and B. Sarah has a mandate for Medicare employees and dependents who choose to enroll into a Sarah medical plan. Okay, so the service area for our Kaiser is California. Okay, back in the day, we used to have the multi-site Kaisers, which was Kaiser in various states, wherever they are. So if for whatever reason you're in our Kaiser now, or you're going to enroll into this Kaiser, and later on, let's say you decide to relocate to Hawaii or Oregon, Georgia, one of these other states, as long as if you are relocating to another state and you relocate into the service area of one of the Kaisers there, then you can enroll into that Kaiser over there. Okay. So Kaiser is available in other states, but ours is only here in California. Okay. So now, as you can see for 2023, Kaiser Senior Advantage by yourself is $316.81. If you and your dependent you both have Medicare, it's $633.62. Okay, the two of you with another dependent that's not Medicare, then it's $1388.74. Okay, there's various combinations that we can depending on what your situation is as far as enrollment. Now, you being on the Senior Advantage plan, the Medicare plan, or whoever's on the Medicare plan, their copay is at $10. Okay, if you have other people that are on your plan and they're still in the HMO, then their copay is the HMO, which is the $15. Stays at the 15. Only the Senior Advantage plan has a copay that drops down to 10. Okay. Then with Senior Advantage, now that you're on the Medicare, you're on the Senior Advantage, you are eligible to participate in that Sewer Fit gym membership. Okay. It's all built in. So again, if for whatever reason you go to get Medicare and they tell you that you must pay for Part A, okay, we do have a Part B only available. Okay, so if you are told that you have to pay, for Part A, you can waive the Part A, just get the B, and we can still get you onto the Senior Advantage plan. Okay, now, word of caution on that is for whatever reason, if you happen to relocate somewhere else, okay, and you come off our Kaiser Senior Edge plan, Medicare plans, they do require that you have both A and B. So you would have to go back to Medicare and get your A. And keep in mind, if they had asked you to pay, you're going to have to pay. And then, of course, since you didn't take it when you first could have, you're going to have to pay a penalty on top of that. And it's twice as long, or twice the amount of time that you could have had it had you enrolled on it wrong. Okay. So just the FYI on that. Again, under Kaiser Advantage, you do have the Silver and Fit exercise program. We recently had added that, so you participate at different, in the whole network of fitness centers. You know, they can send you, once you sign up, they can send you a home kit, so you can work out at home, and you can still go to the gym and so forth. So the Silver and Fit program is pretty good. Try to keep you guys healthy and safe. Again, there's some information there in regards to how to contact and reach out to sign up for the Silver Fit once you're on the Senior Advantage plan. Okay, so in regards to VF benefits, okay, so plans through the Medicare exchange are not a segregated plans. These are individual plans, okay? So these plans will not appear on your monthly benefit. Like right now, you're on our medical plan, you'll see in the deductions, you'll see the United Healthcare deduction or the Kaiser deduction. You're not going to see a deduction for a medical plan once you enroll in VA benefits because they're not in the SARA plan. Okay, so those plans you would go ahead and you're responsible for paying the premium to that carrier that you sign up for directly to them. Okay, so once you make the payment of your premium to that carrier typically they advise or report to VA benefits, hey, we have received the premium. This is the amount from so and so. VA benefits then looks and sees that okay, they so and so paid this much in premium. So then they will go ahead and they're able to do a reimbursement out of the health reimbursement account and reimburse you accordingly as far as what you paid out and what you are eligible for. And we'll talk about the HRA in a moment. Okay, so basically, you can, when you sign up for a plan through VF benefits, you can sign up for, depending upon the plan you sign up for, you can sign up for recurring reimbursement, which means, hey, this is my premium, and this is what it is monthly. So instead of you having to submit a claim form every month, for that amount, they can activate where it's recurring. So, okay, this is your premium every month. It's going every month. So we're going to activate it. So every month it's going to automatically reimburse you that amount. Okay. So you want, if your premium, your carrier ever tells you, hey, the premium is going up, you got to make sure you let them, you contact your benefits, say, hey, I have a new premium amount, and refix that, because otherwise it's set on that set amount every month. Okay, automatically. Okay. You can also set up for direct deposit. So instead of your reimbursements being mailed to you as a check, because people go into people's mailboxes. If your mailbox is secured, there's a good chance that your mail could get stolen and so forth, or what have you. Or the mailman, is on vacation, so you got some new person and they're just putting the mail wherever they want. Oh, it fits here. I just put it in there, and now you didn't get your benefit. Okay, so but you can set up direct deposit. So when VA benefits does a reimbursement, they can automatically deposit that right back to your account. So you get your money instantaneously. Plus, with all the bad weather, all these storms and so forth, you can't really depend all the time that the mail carrier. I know they say through rain, sleet, or snow, but with all the best that's been going on, you want to make sure that you at least that deposits coming that you can get reimbursement instead of depending upon the mail carrier to fight their way through whatever elements are there to try to get you your check. Okay. And again, this is only for the retiree members. Okay, so only the retiree member is set up for the health reimbursement account to have their out-of-pocket medical items reimbursed. Okay, not dependents. We do not reimburse dependents for the medical out-of-pocket items. We only reimburse the retiree members. Okay, and that medical out-of-pocket item, that could be your monthly medical premium, It could be your prescription plan copays, your office visits. You know, doctor. You go to the doctor and they say, hey, you have, he's telling you need this medical device or whatever the case. Okay, you have to. Your doctor's telling you need it. You go ahead and get it. And you submit a claim form. Hey, I had to get this. My doctor said I had to have this, and then you're able to get reimbursed for that as long as you still have a balance in your monthly, in your health reimbursement account. Okay. And we'll go over those in just a little bit. Okay, next slide. Okay, now via benefits, they do not have an office that you can just walk into. Okay, I mean they have a giant. It's a huge office building, but it's not an office where you just walk in. It's just like it's kind of like a giant UPS facility, big giant warehouse, and they have all these desks and stuff where people are on the phone. It's a giant call center. Okay. These are in other states. In any case, everything's done on the phone. So you can go online to their website and take a look at some of the plans and so forth and try and get through that. Or you can give them a call and talk to an actual representative. They can set you up with an appointment with a licensed benefits advisor. Okay, and that can take a little bit. So you want to make sure when you call, you want to make sure you have the names of doctors you have, all your prescriptions. Okay, because you want to be able to provide them with as much information as you need so that they can find the plan that's best suit you for the area that you're in. Okay, again, carriers over there require both Medicare A and B. Most Medicare Advantage plans have Part D in it. Very few of them don't have a prescription portion of it. Medigap similar plans are medical, so you'll need to enroll in a prescription drug plan, and the representative, once you do that, they know pretty much that they have to enroll you into a Medicare prescription D plan to cover your prescriptions. Okay, so the licensed benefit advisor will go over all the plans in your area that's available to you. Okay, and they have plans that are nationwide, so it's a good thing. Reimbursement is available for the retiree out-of-pocket items. Okay, you can set up auto pay, again, direct deposits available. Reimbursement for the current plan year must be claimed by March 31st the following year. So for example, let's say right now we're in 2023, right? And so you have all these medical items that you're getting reimbursed for. And now comes December, because come December, on December 31st, whatever balance you have for your available to you in your health reimbursement account gets wiped out to zero. January 1st, now you have a new balance amount for the new benefit year of 2024. Okay, now let's say at the end of the year of 2023, you still had a few bucks in there, so still had a balance. Okay, well, you have until March 31st, March 31st, 2024, to submit for any out-of-pocket items that you had during 2023, okay, to get paid out of whatever amount of money you still had available, that balance at the end of 2023. Okay, so you still have some leeway, because there are times where the doctor's offices may not send you the bill or whatever the statement or whatever until January, or you may have gotten busy with the holidays and forgot to send in something before the end of December. Well, you got to March 31st to send in for whatever out-of-pocket items you had in 2023 to utilize whatever balance you may still have had at the closing of the year. Okay. Then online reimbursement account tracking and status of it. You go into the Via Benefits website, you create your secure login, and now you're able to see what your balance is that's available. You can see, your reclaim that you sent in, it's pending. Oh, it's been issued, this and that. So you're able to follow along what's going on. Okay. Again, like I said, when you call them, you want to make sure you have all your prescriptions, okay? Because there are so many prescriptions, and the formulary stuff for these prescriptions are always changing. As big pharma creates things, it shifts things along. So, whatever prescription you're on, may have shifted to a different tier. The price may have gone down, price may have gone up, whatever the case is. But Typically in October, around mid-October, we have our members. It's always good to contact VA Benefits if you're on a VA Benefits plan and check in with them regarding your prescription drug plan. They can go ahead and run a check on all your prescriptions to see if the prescription plan you have is still the best one for you. Okay, they'll be able to see and have a comparison. Okay, this plan that you're on covers all your prescriptions, and this is your copay, this is your premium. This other plan covers all your prescriptions. It's actually at a lower copay, and the premium is lower. Okay, well, did you want to switch over to that one, or did you want to just stay where you are? But at least it lets you know that, you know, whether or not you have the best plan for you for what you need. Okay, so they're able to provide you with that comparison. And if you want to make the jump, you can. They'll go ahead and assist you with that. But it's always good to check because, like I said, these prescriptions and these big pharmas, they're always creating new medications, and things are shifting from one formula tier to another. The prices go up or down, or whatever. And you want to make sure that you're not getting overcharged and so forth for some of your prescriptions and things like that. Okay. All right. Open enrollment. Hey, hey. All right. So as you know, open enrollment is every year. For Acera, our open enrollment is the entire month of November. Okay. And any changes you do for our plans become effective February 1st. That's our new plan year. Okay. On the individual side of things, okay, like with VA Benefits, with Medicare itself, open enrollment opens October 15th and runs all the way through December 7th. Okay. So you can make your decision as far as, okay, you know, check in if you want, see what plans are available, what it's going to look like, and you can decide, okay, do I want to stay on an Acera plan, or do I want to stay over there with the VA Benefits on a plan over there? You can make that decision. The individual side on the plans through VA Benefits, okay, the benefit year becomes effective January 1st. Remember, they're individual, so it's January 1st compared to Acera's plan, which becomes effective February 1st. So you always want to keep that in mind. Okay. So you always want to check in and see what if there's anything better that you can possibly get or save some money and so forth. So never a problem. And please be aware and watch for any notifications from your current plan that you have, because there are times where, I should say, there have been times in the past where a carrier may decide to discontinue a certain plan. Okay. And so you might be on that plan and say, oh, I need to find another plan. And just now you know to go ahead and enroll in something else. Or they may say, okay, hey, we're going to increase your premium by this much money. Okay, well, now you got a decision. Okay, am I okay to pay that? Or should I check in and see, is there something else similar to what I got that's still at a lower price? So you can make that decision. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we have Acera's monthly medical allowance, and we also have allowances for the HRA. Okay, so the top chart that you're looking at, it has the gold, yellow, and goldish, brownish, whatever. Those are the non-Medicare subsidies. Okay, so as you can see, in 2022, it was $596.73. 2023, we increased it. Okay, it's now $616.12 for someone who has 20 more years of service or a service connected disability. Okay, so as far as on the individual side with VA Benefits, that means we're putting $616.12 a month into your HRA account for you to utilize towards your whatever out-of-pocket items you have. Okay. So as you can see, it goes down to the 10 to 14.9 years here, which is 308. So that would be what you would get eligible monthly if you would over to on the individual side. Okay. Now on the Medicare, once you become Medicare eligible, as you see, 20 years and over, for 2023, we're putting in $471.99 into your HRA account. Okay. And as you can see, for 10 to 14.9, it drops down to $236 per month. Now, some members say, well, why all of a sudden did it drop down for me? Just because I became Medicare eligible when I went over to the VA benefit side. Well, the reason it dropped down is because the Medicare plans are tremendously much lower in premium. Okay, and so the way this whole thing was designed was that you're going to pay a lot less. So to give you an example, okay, on the individual side, there are Medicare Advantage plans. Okay, for example, our Kaiser Senior Advantage plan is 316, right? On the individual side, there are several Medicare Advantage plans that are only costing, some have zero premium, believe it or not. But the average monthly is around $38 or so. Okay, $38 to $69 for a Medicare Advantage plan. That's pretty low. Okay, for a Medigap supplemental plan, the monthly average premium is about $129 and can go up from there. Okay, so either way, it's still a lot lower in premium. Okay, if you keep in mind, our Kaiser Senior Advantage is 316. Okay, so but on the individual side, the Medicare plans, they drop down tremendously in premium. A vast majority of members, okay, don't even use up all the money that we've placed into their health reimbursement account. Okay, at the end of the year, after they're paying their premiums, after paying their co-pays, getting their prescriptions, they don't even use up all the money that we've placed into their health reimbursement account. Okay, so at the end of the year and closing out, there's still a pretty substantial balance that they have. Okay, now you may say, well, what happens to that money? If I don't get to use it, does VA Benefits get to keep it? No, the VA Benefits does not get to keep that money. The money is always in an ACERA account. We have the money. Okay, it's just that when you submit a claim to get reimbursed, VA Benefits is authorized to provide us proof of what they're trying to reimburse and for who, and then they're able to go ahead and draft that money out and provide it directly to you. They don't get to keep any of the money. Okay, so they're just servicing the funds for the HRA account, which helps to keep it tax-free. Okay, because we can't just reimburse you out of pocket for your out-of-pocket items, because then it becomes taxable, and you don't want to increase your taxes. Okay, I mean, to give you an example, pull this up real quick. To give you an example, I'll tell you right now. Sorry. Let me just get this here. I will show you what I mean. Okay, benefits. I thought I had it up on my screen, but okay, to give you an idea, okay, so for example, if you're looking at going back to the chart that you see on your screen, that's 6/16/12, okay, that comes out for all 12 months of 2023 annually. That's $7,393.44. Okay, so and if you're getting the 308.06, that's 3696.72. On the Medicare side of the chart on the bottom, that 471.99, that's $5,663.88. That's going into your health reimbursement account. Okay. If you're in the next one down, which is 353.99, that's $4,247.88. And the 236 even, that's $2,832 even for the year. Okay. And like I mentioned before, not everybody uses up all their balance. Very few. Typically, the ones that do end up using up their balances, typically what I've found is those are members who may have a certain ailment and on special compound medications. If you ever had to deal with pharmacy and compound medications, those can get pretty costly. So those are the members. There's only a few that are struggling through. God bless them. And they have to be on certain special medications, and those medications can cost quite a bit. And so they tend to use up, all their funds that they have in their health reimbursement account to help keep those medications going for them. Okay, but for the most part, there's always a balance. People don't use up all the money that we've placed over there, but those are the annual amounts that we have. What those come out to. Okay. All right. Next question. All right. Oh, qualifying events. Okay, so then qualifying events. Okay, so loss of coverage. Okay, relocating out of the service area. Of course, annual open enrollment, becoming Medicare eligible, retiring after age 65, marriage, new domestic partnership, and divorce. So, any of these items is a qualifying event that can allow you to add a dependent, or if something happened like this for you and you're experiencing any of these, and you're not on an ACERA plan because you're over there with your dependent or so forth, then you experience one of these, then you can go ahead and come over and get onto one of our plans. Okay, so any of these are qualifying events that can trigger to assist you to find another plan. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is a big one. Moving out of the service area. Well, yeah, that's going to be a qualifying event. So, and this happens. People aren't, they're not always thinking about that. They go somewhere, they're visiting relatives or on vacation and fall in love with this cute little home or whatever the case is, and they say, "Oh yeah, we gotta live here," and they relocate, and they forget to come out and let us know, "Hey, I'm going to relocate." Okay, and then they finally send us an address change form. And that's how we find out that they've relocated. The problem is that they may have relocated out of the service area of their plan. So it's very critical that when you're looking at relocate, that you take a look at your current plan. You can always reach out to, if you're via benefits, you can reach out to via benefits, and they can assist you to check to see whether or not the plan you're on is still going to be covered where you move. Or if you're on a Sarah's Kaiser plan, give us a call. Our representatives can check the zip code listing to see whether or not you're still eligible for the Kaiser plan that we have for you. Okay, so but either way, it's very important to maintain your medical coverage, especially with all the uncertainty that's out there, all this COVIDs and the variants and all this RSV, and you name it. It's just, this seems like never ending. So you want to make sure you always have coverage to be safe. Okay. Again, you want to complete the address change form and send it in to us. You can do that on our website. Again, you want to also check if you relocate out of California, you want to change your California state taxes so that we're not taking California state taxes if you're living in another state. Do the address change form, and as always, just make sure we have the most current information. It's not always address or tax. Also, the dental plan. Keep this in mind. That if you're on the DPO, Delta Dental DPO with ACERA, that's a nationwide plan. But if you're on the Delta Care USA, that's only in California and only in certain areas of California. So if you're on that dental plan, you may have relocated out of the service area for your dental plan. So we would need to change you over to the DPO plan, which is the nationwide dental plan. So again, another good reason to contact one of our representatives here at ACERA if you're planning on making a move. That way we can make sure that we assist you. Okay. So that's pretty much it. If you have questions, you can email info@ACERA. Our representatives are standing by. They'll see the email come in with your question. They'll get it over and assign to one of our team members that can go ahead and respond to you and get you what you need. Just keep in mind, medical insurance is very important, and we are here to help you. So I hope I've answered all your questions. If you had any that you were thinking about, if so, feel free to click and submit any questions you may have. This, like Mike said, this will be posted on our website in the next coming days.